All these wasted years. What were you looking for, Rat?
He's trying to say something, Dad.
Cider.
What's interesting to me about the Fantastic Mr. Fox is that not every animal is the same. Like, we have Mr. Fox and all of his buddies that, wear clothes and go to school and probably pay taxes. But we also have the dogs and the livestock that don't speak any language, seem to have no real, sentience further than the actual animal has in real life. And that kind of ends with this scene of the wolf.
Where'd he come from? Where'd you come from? What are you doing here? Canis lupus. Vulpus vulpus. I don't think he speaks English or Latin.
And that's a scene that I wouldn't blame you for not remembering if you haven't seen it in a while, because it's really insignificant to the plot, and it's kind of weird. It's just there at the end of the film. Why? Last weekend, I got really, really drunk and rewatched the movie, and I have some thoughts about the class struggles that are being portrayed. The whole movie is about Mr. Fox wanting to be fantastic, wanting a better house, wanting all the food in the world, wanting that sense of danger that comes with stealing from, some bad people. What is his goal in being fantastic, though? What is he trying to be? These animals have built a society that is almost exactly the same as the human society that dominates them. They have realtors, they go to school, the whole lot. They are just a replica of human society in animal form. And they can speak to humans. We know that because they write a ransom letter. They can talk to humans. Why aren't they actually integrated into society? Why aren't they a part of human civilization? You think humans wouldn't have a use for using foxes to hunt? Of course they would. Why are they separate? I think one of the main themes that this movie talks about is the need for lower classes in society to feel like they're a part of that higher class, and the disallowance of the higher class to let that happen. Mr. Fox steals stuff from people. That's, bad, right? Stealing is not a good thing, but it's not really ever posed as a bad thing by the movie. Like, sure, his wife isn't happy about it and it leads to, him being hunted, but that's not like a legal or moral failing. She's upset with him because he invited danger into the family. And throughout the whole movie, these three farmers are obviously villains. They're very scary looking and weird, and they have more than they could ever need. It's very clear that they have more food than they could ever ask for. They are set for life. Really, what does a fox stealing a couple chickens, stealing like a thing of cider, do to you? How does that really affect you?
Sing a kind of eerie little rhyme about him. Here, listen to this.
Fox is fast and mean, one fat, one short, one lean. These horrible groups are different in looks, but nonetheless equally mean.
But Mr. Fox needs to feel like the man. The hole that his family starts in isn't good enough for him, even though foxes live in holes. He wants to be better than that. He wants to live in something made out of wood, something with windows, like a human does. He wants and craves to feel like he's better than he is, or better than his class is supposed to be. So he steals from these people who really can afford to be stolen from, set up some extra traps and call it a day. But instead they go on this huge manhunt for him. And the thing that's so interesting about that manhunt is that they use more resources than Mr. Fox and all of his friends could ever steal in a lifetime. Is this asshole going after Mr. Fox because he stole a bunch of cider from him? No, because he's willing to use literally a tanker car full of cider to try to wash him out. That's more cider than Mr. Fox could ever consume in his life. It's not about the cider, it's about the sentiment. This person, this fox, this thing that is below me, took from me, is drinking my cider. That can't happen. And on the topic of cider, there's actually a character that perfectly represents the need to kind of become a member of high-class society, and that's the rat.
Hey, so I keep getting copyright claimed. Apparently I can't use that song, like, at all. It doesn't really matter what the audio's saying. Pretty much, you know, he's being security. You get it.
He isn't someone trying to feel like he's a part of high-class society by having what they have. He's someone who joined teams, who works with that high-class society to keep their status and reap the rewards of that. He gets all the cider he wants because he's willing to protect it from everyone else who wants it that can't have it. And at the end of the movie, when he dies, what does he want? Mr. Fox asks him specifically, what was it all for? What were you chasing? What's his answer?
Cider.
All of his choices to protect the wealth of this man come from his need to feel like he's a part of that wealth as well, to be invited into that society. He has the same goal as Mr. Fox. He just went about it a different way. Rather than trying to fight the high class, he just joined them. And so that was always a weird character for me. When I watched it when I was, you know, younger and not drunk off wine, it was orange wine by the... Taro Gino from Trader Joe's. It's orange flavored wine. It tastes like shit. I really thought that the rat character was just kind of a mini boss. He's the action that you can actually fight, because a fox trying to fight three guys with a gun, wouldn't last very long. So this was just a character to kind of create that drama. But I really feel like it's a statement about where this kind of middle-class society, the animals that aren't wild but also aren't accepted by the humans, feel like they need to be. And on that topic as well, why the hell do they wear clothes?
I'm AI with the braids. I'm AI with the braids.
They're animals. They have the fur literally so that they can stay warm and protected. Clothes, for them, are completely useless. For humans, clothes are, somewhat of a necessity, even though we spend way more on them than we probably need to. But for the animals, that's even more true. They're just status items. I'm Mr. Beaver. I have these nice clothes. This makes me a certain type of animal.
I'm AI with the braids. I'm AI with the braids.
The important animals wear important clothes to make themselves feel important. So the wolf scene comes at the end, and it does feel very out of left field, but this isn't the first time that wolves have been talked about. They come up a couple times in the movie, and it's always by, Mr. Fox's little sidekick. And the conversation always gets cut off, but the discussion around wolves is always one of danger. Here's what wolves are capable of. I saw a wolf once and it was really scary. Here's how bad they are. They pose a threat to this middle society of animals. They're something that they should fear. And I don't want to get too, political or like conspiracy theory about it, but something that a lot of people believe, and I believe to some extent, is that the high class in America, the high class elites in our world, pin the lower classes against each other, right? I'm not paying you poorly. It's the immigrants that are coming in and taking your jobs. I'm not ruining your life. They're ruining your life. You should be mad at the people that have less than me, not me. So they know that the humans are dangerous, obviously, because they spend potentially millions of dollars of resources just trying to kill a fox that they could just give him some food. Like, you could coexist, right?
Contact!
The whole movie is spent fighting these people, but also talking about the lower class, talking about the animals that don't speak English, talking about the animals that don't live in houses, don't wear clothes, aren't elevated to some extent closer to human status, I guess you could say. And when you put it like that, this last scene doesn't really feel out of place anymore. It's class solidarity. This wolf is not bad.
What a beautiful creature. Wish him luck, boys.
Good luck.
Good luck out there.
And although you don't speak the language of the wolves, there's still an understanding there. There's still a moment to share between the lower classes in the face of the higher classes.